to another episode of Beyond Cheaters, the Detective Gomez Files, and Mr. Joaquin Chavez. That's it, right, sir?
You got it.
Thank you very much. And Emmy, I'm gonna let you say your last name.
Silvani.
Silvani, and that is Italian.
Italian.
Italian. All right, great, good deal. All right, okay, well, hey, man, it's great to see you again. Though it's been a while since we've spoken together, actually on air.
Right.
And I know you've always got new things coming up with tactical sports nutrition. And so, so people that don't know you personally, don't know anything about you, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? How did you become to be who you are today?
So from the beginning, I've always had a passion for fitness, and tactical sports nutrition came to fruition shortly after my military. So I was in the military about a decade, and when I got out, I started about 10 years, yeah, roughly. I started working for a gym. Did that for about 2 years, and I realized I really didn't like working for people.
Okay.
So, at that point, I decided to, go into business for myself. I was encouraged by the people around me, and we did. And so what I decided to do was just to get into the supplement industry. Now, this was about 5 years ago. The supplement industry was pretty decent. A lot of people were getting into it and things like that. So tactical sports nutrition came to be. We were just doing supplements, and on the side, I was helping people with weight loss and competitions. I help a lot of bodybuilders and fitness people. So that's
and you were a bodybuilder yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've still to this day, and I consider myself a bodybuilder. I just don't do the competition thing anymore. But yes, in my youth, about 10 years ago, I was still actively competing. When I was a teenager, I started, and I did it through the military, as well. So that's never stopped. It's something that I've been doing for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, long time.
And supplements, you have a store, right? You have a store where you actually sell your supplements, right?
Right.
Now, originally, were you just kind of just helping people out with supplements, but you actually opened a store from that?
Yeah. Originally, like I said, I was kind of helping people with their diets, and then it just made sense to open up a store.
Okay.
And because a lot of times, when you're dieting, you buy supplements. So I'm like, okay, let me kind of double tap here. And as I'm helping people, I tell them, hey, you're going to need multivitamins and proteins, etc. Why don't you go ahead and buy it here? We got it. Right. So that's how tactical sports nutrition came to be. Obviously, the name tactical, stemming from my military career.
Right. And you were in the Army?
I was in the Army, yeah, about 10 years. And, people often ask me, why tactical? Well, the word tactical means approaching something with tact.
Okay.
So that's how I always felt like that was my approach towards nutrition, doing it in a smart way, strategic way. And that's how we got the name tactical. And then the sports nutrition part, well, that kind of just tied into that.
Tied into it all.
Yeah.
And you say supplements as far as protein, just everything, right?
Yeah, we have everything still. We started out with the nutrition store, proteins. Anything you may need to either lose weight or build muscle. What have you. What most people want to do. So we carried pretty much everything.
Okay, and that's where you were in the beginning.
That was the beginning. 1,000 square feet, little store.
Right.
That's how we started.
So where are you now? What's happened to tactical sports nutrition now? I've been by the store, and it's expanded. It's like all kinds of things going on over there. So where's it at now?
It's still in the same spot, except now from the 1,000 square feet, we're at 10,000 square feet.
Man, that's crazy. Business is good, right?
Well, people tell me like, "Wow, but I work.
Right.
I work like a
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 to 5 every day, 12 hours. 5 years later, I'm still working 12 hours, 14 hours every day.
Right.
But to me, it's not so much work because I love what I do, and
that's important, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Absolutely, and not only that, but it's great satisfaction that I get from seeing people lose weight and just change their lives. So, it began as a small supplement store, and we've evolved into a whole wellness center now.
Okay. Yeah, because when somebody gets results based on what you advise them to do, they tend to come back to that person over and tell another person and tell another person and tell another person. That's why your business is expanded rapidly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So give me some of the other things that are now part of tactical sports nutrition besides supplements.
So tactical sports nutrition essentially became now a one-stop shop. And what I mean by that is, of course, we still have the nutrition store. but we now also have a training facility that's attached to it. I realized early on, I'm like, okay, I'm helping people with their diets, but I'm getting a lot of questions as to how they should be training and what training should look like. So I added a gym. And then in adding the gym, another crucial part of training, once you really get into it, is the recovery rehab part of it.
Okay.
So what came after that was we added a cryotherapy area.
Okay.
And we have a very nice cryo chamber and things that we use along with a cryo for rehab purposes. So that way when you train hard, you can go in there and get your rehab done.
All right.
And then, helping people with diets, you realize that, the statistics show that somewhere around 70% of the population has hormonal imbalances.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a hormone imbalance, dieting and weight loss and all these things become 10 times harder. So I implemented a doctor that comes in and helps me basically once a week. He does all the hormone replacement for all my clients.
Okay.
So we also have hormone replacement. And then, let's see, we have a smoothie bar in the store. And the latest addition is a CBD. So we started incorporating that. Obviously that is a big thing now,
And you got a Zumba room in there too, right?
Oh yeah, we have that's another thing. So we have group fitness classes,
Okay.
we have personal training, group fitness classes, pretty much everything. And then, like I said, now the CBD is our newest addition.
No addition. Okay. So now we're gonna take a break from Joaquin
Sure.
for a second. And so the CBD is big now. It's everywhere. You can buy it at 7-Eleven.
Humongous.
Yeah.
Humongous. Yeah. So the cannabis. Cannabis, and when I say cannabis, you have to understand that cannabis has two species of plants.
Okay.
You have hemp, which is legal in all 50 states, and then you have marijuana, which is not legal in all 50.
Correct.
There's some of the states it's legal, the majority is not yet, but I believe it will be.
Eventually,
Yeah.
I think it will be. Just because it's a
Yeah,
business
people,
necessity and
people are trying to figure out, or starting to figure out that it's not the thing that was demonized for many years. It's just not what people think, and I was on board with that. Being in the military, of course, you get constantly drug tested. I never touched any type of drugs, when I was in the military, especially because we were constantly being drug tested, and I looked at, people who smoke weed and potheads and stuff.
Right.
I look down on them,
Yeah.
like a lot of people do, and then you come to realize, like, man, this stuff is not anywhere near as bad as what people think, and it can actually help a lot of people. That's the main
if
thing.
it's used correctly.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And because they even use cocaine sometimes as in some of the. I know when I was younger, I had a nose operation. The doctor was, I'm going to have to use cocaine on you for your operation. I said, well, legal.
It was your doctor, Pablo Escobar.
But it was part of the anesthesia.
Right.
So it's some of these drugs can be used to help you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk to Emmy here for a second.
Okay.
Emmy, tell us about, since you're the specialist here, and
Oh.
how did you and Mr. Joaquin get together and?
Well, when he opened up Tactical Sports Nutrition, the supplement store,
Mhm.
I was working, and still am working, for a very big supplement company,
Okay.
a producer, manufacturer. And he was carrying quite a few of our brands, so I would go down, help with product demonstrations, and help to sell the product. And we started chit-chatting over the years. And I was a bodybuilder back earlier in
Right.
the 2000s, and then came out of retirement, and a couple of things kind of went down the way, and I realized that I really needed him to be my coach.
Okay.
So we developed that coach-athlete relationship,
Alright.
and with that, he got an idea of what my work ethic is, because when he started training me, I think he was a little bit surprised to see that this old lady could train the way she trains. So it just kind of grew from there with a mutual respect, because this man has a work ethic that I haven't seen ever. He doesn't stop.
Shut us out.
He is everything. I've watched him grow from that little rectangle, because that's all it was. It was a rectangle,
Right.
a 1,000 square foot rectangle, to going to the store on the right, getting the other piece in the back, going this way, going to the other store on the left. He just started there and went, mine.
Yeah.
He just developed an empire right there
Yeah. In the little corner, right?
in that little corner, and I have so much respect and admiration for that, for him to take that little thing and just go with it. And we started chit-chatting about CBD because I'm a big believer in CBD. And another thing I'm going to throw in with the HRT doctor that we have also does stem cells. Those stem cells saved me from a total knee replacement.
Wow.
And we had them injected there. And with the help of Joaquin and the doctor and a little bit of rehab, 5 months later, I'm 95%.
Oh, congratulations.
So, and along with that came a lot of CBD, because
Right.
I doubled up my CBD to help my immune system, help with the inflammation, and help with the pain, and help with the anxiety, and it was just an amazing thing. So when I speak to people about CBD, I know what it does,
Yeah.
because I used it then and I use it daily now. I tell people you have to find your number. Everybody is different. You have to find how many milligrams of CBD you need a day to make you feel the way you want to feel.
Right.
You want to get rid of those aches and pains in your joints because you're so inflamed, you have arthritis. Beautiful. We have tinctures you can take. We have creams and sprays that help penetrate through the dermis right down into the inflammation, get the CBD there where it needs to be. We have different capsule formulas that they can take. We even have CBD infused branch chain amino acids, which are the best things in sliced bread, because the CBD helps to start reduce that inflammation while you're training, so now you can recover better.
Right. So, and when you, people that don't know what CBD is, they,
Yeah.
you know,
CBD.
and I'm not very educated in
No.
it, but I always think, oh, it's marijuana. So
Well,
you don't smoke it, right?
that's what
So-
we're
so-
finding.
Yeah.
We're finding a lot of people coming into the store again.
Right.
Well, I don't want to get high. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't. You really cannot.
Yeah.
So not with what we have. That's just not going to happen.
Right.
But it's all a matter of educating people, because you're
Right.
right. People come in and they're like, I heard about this CBD stuff. I'm like, okay, let's take a few minutes. Let's kind of
Let's
see.
talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, the first
What-
portion is always educating the customers.
Always.
Yeah.
And we love doing that because we want people to understand what it is that they're taking. And we, both Joaquin and I, know our main suppliers are the farmers. We know the growers.
Right.
So we know
And
the
is that even
quality.
legal to grow here in Texas, right?
Yes,
it
The
is.
governor just approved it,
It
right?
just approved it, yes.
3 months ago, I think. it
Yeah.
was.
So that's going to be another big industry is,
Right.
is the whole farm industry.
Let me stop you
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. I mean,
Mhm.
let me talk a little bit about CBD,
Mhm.
just to kind of help clear the air on you know the confusion is what they call it, right? So
Right.
with cannabis, so cannabis is a species of plant which has 2 species in it. Of course, one of the species is marijuana, which we know, and like I said, most people I think just don't know enough about it. And marijuana, there's 2 active ingredients in both hemp and marijuana. Marijuana is high in THC, which, you know, if you know anything about drug testing, that's what they check. They check to see what your levels of THC are. THC is a psychoactive ingredient that basically gets you high.
Okay.
Okay, but it also, besides getting you high, it also has a lot of medicinal effects to it as well.
Okay.
That's why, like, a lot of people, you know, that have seizures and things like that, they'll use actual marijuana, and there's just tons and tons of medical uses for it. Now, the other, hemp, is very, very low in THC, almost, you know, obsolete. I think it's like 0.3% THC, which is not enough to get you high or anything like that. But what it's really high in is CBD. So CBD is a cannabinoid. And what you have to understand is that cannabinoids are everywhere in your body.
Okay.
So we have cannabinoids, they're anti-inflammatories, they do a lot of things. And as we get older, your body just doesn't produce as much, so obviously you get aches
Right.
and pains that just don't go away. So what we do is by introducing exogenous CBD into the system, now you're going to see all these little aches and pains go away.
Wow.
But it's much more beyond that, because there's a lot of uses, you know, like for anxiety. One of the things that, so I've been diagnosed with PTSD after, you know, a couple wars that I went through while I was in the military. And I can honestly say that CBD has greatly improved just not only my anxiety level, but it makes me a better person, a better husband, a better father to my child, you know. And it balances me out as a person, you know. So once you find that right dosage, like you said, you just stay on that, and you feel much better,
Much
you
better.
function much better.
Would you say that CBD is better for a little bit of the older generation, you would think, or younger generation, or people just in pain, or directly anxiety, people have anxiety, or a little bit of everything?
Let me be frank, I think, you know, once you get past, I would say even the age of 40, I've yet to find one person who is not pain free.
That's so true.
We all have
True.
aches, and whether you work out, whether you do whatever, it's just wear and tear.
Right. On your body.
Yeah, and normal wear and tear, and CBD can change a lot of all that, you know, and this is something that's not a medicine. This is something that comes out of the earth, you know, so it's very natural. I've yet to see side effects of CBD.
Okay.
Yet to see those. You know, it's nothing but benefits from it. And again, it doesn't get you high. It's not marijuana. It's something very, very natural. It can change a lot of people's lives in a positive way.
Yeah.
Now, when you mentioned education on CBD, I know there was a story where a woman got arrested at the airport for having CBD oil with her. Is that something where the government needs to be educated on it also, carrying and transporting on an airplane?
I think so. I think it's still early on, you know, and they just, again, people just don't know enough about it. And when you see it, you, like most people often associate CBD with marijuana.
Right. Automatic.
Automatic.
Yeah.
It's weed.
Yeah, it's weed. Weed oil. No,
Yeah. Right.
it's definitely not the same thing.
Right.
You know, and those who use it, either one, they know the difference. You know, we have hemp flower as well, which throws people off because you walk into the store, and hemp flower looks like marijuana flower.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the bonds, the joints that you can literally buy, but people come in and buy them all day long because they'll smoke one of these hemp joints, which is just like a marijuana joint.
Mm.
They won't get high, but their pain goes away. They feel
Right.
much better. You know, it's something that has been used in this world since the beginning.
Right.
We just lost touch with a lot of these natural medicines, which is why Emmy and I came up with this new company,
Yes.
which is what we launched. It's called Endo Shaman. Okay, that's our CBD company. The word endo in Latin just means internal.
Okay.
Okay, but in our world, it refers to endocannabinoids, which is the cannabinoids that are found in your system.
Okay.
And in the word shaman is a healer. It's a healer that uses natural sources, natural medicines grown in the earth. So that's the concept behind our new company. And we're slowly but surely we're coming up with products. Right now, of course, we started with just a store. We carry pretty much everything you can think of that involves CBD, you know, down to honey infused, coffee infused
Yes.
CBD.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Everything, brownies.
Now,
You know.
are you developing yourself? I mean, are you producing it yourself?
Yes. So what we're doing now is we brought on, you know, the most popular companies that sell the products that are proven, you know, and a lot of that has to do with the money that is spent on research. Literally any product you walk into our store and buy has a barcode where you scan it and it takes you to the lab results
Oh, wow.
of that
Yes.
of that product.
That's
You know,
interesting.
and that
Very
has to be
helpful.
done. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Because again, a lot of people still they fear it. They think it's something that it's not. But slowly and surely we're coming up with our own products. We're getting ready to launch a pain spray, which is, man, I can tell you,
Call me when you get there.
Oh,
it's ready.
I will.
It's
I
ready.
use the icy hot on a daily basis.
Oh, no.
This will blow that
Yeah.
away.
Oh yeah, it's got some fantastic ingredients. I won't go into the details.
Right.
I'll say if you want to come into the store, we'll give you a free try. You know,
Yeah.
maybe a few free tries.
Yeah, I daily have
Mm.
icy hot in the morning and the afternoon.
See, and then that's the problem is like icy hot to me is like you're masking the problem. You're not
Right.
attacking the problem. And what you have to understand about CBD, some of the ingredients in this pain spray have like icy hot ingredients, except it has CBD. So once that CBD penetrates the area, it will defuse inflammation.
Right.
You know, and pain usually comes from inflammation. So what you have to do is attack the inflammation.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Now, okay. So that covered the CBD. Like I said, I'm not very educated. The first thing I see, like you said, you see the little plant, you go, man,
Yeah.
Right.
they're selling weed.
It's a head shop, yeah.
Or it's like, remember the head shops
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in the days? That's what we're calling.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And but you got to get educated on it. You know,
Exactly.
and this is the new world now, and CBD's going to be around, and it'll probably be around even more.
I would hope so.
And that probably, and like I said, eventually they'll probably legalize marijuana eventually.
Yeah.
Just a
Oh,
matter
they
of
will.
time.
Yeah, it's a matter of time. I think even here in Texas we're a little bit behind, but eventually they'll realize, you know, how much money is being lost. So when one of the things that kind of turned me towards that, you know, going into the dark side as they would, is when I was in college opening my business. I got out of the military, went to work for this gym, did that for a couple years. Was in business school. While in business school, I opened up Tactical Sports Nutrition. And one of the things that I had to do in business school is I had to write this astronomical paper, details upon details, and then give a speech about it for one of the classes. And the professor picked your topic, And because I was so anti-marijuana at that point, he's like, hey man, I want you to write about marijuana. I want you to write about legalization and what's going on in Colorado. Wow. So he gave it to me. I, whined and complained. I'm like, no, give me something else. Let me talk about fitness. Went to the sure thing, and but I did what I had to, and I learned.
You learned something about it, right?
And if anybody who knows me, when I dive into something, I dive into
100%.
something.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I am.
You get it done.
Yeah, and I learn about marijuana and what it's being used for. So I did a complete 180, and I'm like, wow, this stuff helps people, yet it's illegal.
Right.
And there's people in jail right now
for it.
Yeah. And for anybody out there, there's a really interesting story. It's called the Rick Simpson story. I encourage you to look it up on YouTube, and that'll kind of give you an idea of what some people had to go through to just use marijuana, not for getting high, but for just the medicinal purposes of it, and how it's helped certain people. But again, that kind of swung me. So it was something that I always had in the back burner, and then eventually it just made sense to tie it into everything we do over there at Tactical.
Fantastic, yeah, because it's all about your body and keeping it fit.
Yep.
Even before and after you work out.
Yeah.
And getting in shape.
It's much more than just physical fitness is one thing, mental fitness is another. And this is something that definitely will help a lot of people with that mental fitness. We a lot of people suffer from anxiety and depression and things like that. And
it's
these
real.
Yes,
a
without
lot
a
of it
doubt.
causes suicide and things
Absolutely.
like that.
Without a doubt. I can't tell you how many people's lives would probably be saved if they just maybe smoked a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
Because it does help with that. So if it helps, make it legal.
Right.
And right now all we have is CBD, so that's what we're going to run with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now you've got an event coming up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very soon on October the 12th, with this next weekend, right?
Next weekend,
That's
yes.
right.
So let's talk about the event. What you're going to have there, besides yourself and Emmy. I mean, let's talk about what you're going to be doing.
So we're pretty much, we used to do it every year for Tactical. I used to shut the whole parking lot down, which we have a pretty good parking lot, and we do what I call block party.
Okay.
And at the block party, we just invite a lot of other local businesses. We invite other businesses that are around the area that tie into what we do. And they set up booths, and we have, DJs outside. We have the Zumba instructor that does the classes. She'll, usually instruct a class out. And we wanted to do another one this year just to kind of help, bring people awareness that we're there.
Right.
And that we have CBD, we have these products, we have the information, and just everything that's gone on and the expansion and evolution of the store.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people, even though we're in a pretty good area, still don't know we're there. They still don't know where they can get this kind of help. So, that's why we're doing it.
And it's right off of Garland, Northwest.
Yeah, so
Garland, right off of Northwest Highway in Centerville.
Right.
But it's a little sharp turn right behind the Starbucks in between the.
Yes.
It's a little tricky over there
Yeah.
sometimes, so it's important to do something like this.
Oh yeah.
And so you're going to have the same format? Are you going to change the format up a little bit this time? Are you still going to do the whole block thing, or?
We're doing the whole block thing. We're inviting a lot of people out. Everybody from the supplement fitness industry that we still deal with. All the local businesses are invited to come out. We're trying to do a blood drive. We're working with Carter Blood Care at the moment. Try to see if we can get them to go out there. We're also doing. I just forgot about this. I'm glad I just remembered. I donate to a charity. It's called the Lolas. It's for women's cancer.
Okay.
And we're doing a fundraiser for them. Selling shirts. So they'll be out there doing all that.
For breast cancer awareness.
Breast cancer awareness. Yeah. So we're doing a lot of positive things, but the main purpose is, again, we want people to know that we're there. I think we're probably one of the only CBD stores in Garland right now. So, we're kind of just doing the grand opening for the store, but at the same time just spreading positivity in everything that we do. Because at the end of the day, I strongly believe that the business that I built is geared towards positivity.
Overall,
for everything.
Well-being overall.
Overall, mental health, wellness, and physical fitness.
But I think you're right. You can be physically fit, but you got to be mentally fit also.
Right.
And it helps a lot. Amy, are you going to be doing some CBD presentations
Oh,
out there?
yeah. We're going to have several of our CBD vendors come down so they can help educate people on the products. We're going to have samples for people to try. We're going to have a big
Gummies
raffle.
and brownies.
Gummies and brownies.
Okay.
BCAAs with the CBD infused. And we will have.
We have some veterans groups, you know.
That's right.
Myself being a veteran, I know we have a few
Yes.
veterans groups that'll be out there supporting, which is all cool, you know.
Yep.
It's good to go out there and network and meet people because,
Absolutely.
you know, just in talking to people, you never know how that individual will impact your life.
They're not gonna bring any tanks out there or anything like that.
I wouldn't
I'm
mind.
trying.
That would be kinda cool.
I wouldn't mind. I'm all right with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that. We've got Scars and Stripes. We carry their coffee. It's a
Okay.
veteran-owned, veteran-run company, and it's all about empowering veterans because they help resell coffee, etc. And Tattered Flag Project, and hopefully a few others. I think we have Harley Davidson coming down as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a raffle for a $300 gift basket, you know,
Right.
with your $100 purchase, so on. So, and we're gonna have food trucks there. Don't forget the food.
Oh, food trucks. Okay.
So
food.
yeah,
Wow.
gotta have the food. We're looking to have a really great time.
Wow. Sounds
Yes,
it's like
and in
it's
the
gonna be-
meantime, we help educate people and get them to know where we are and where they need to come for help, because that's what we're there for. That's what we do.
Looks like tactical sports nutrition's getting bigger and better.
Yeah,
I won
it
it
is.
a couple of years ago and it was good.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's gonna be even bigger this year.
It's grown substantially.
It's great.
It's so exciting. It's really exciting.
All right, so tactical sports nutrition, you've got the training, supplements, the cryotherapy, right?
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about that for a second. People don't,
Yes.
you just go, it's like a freezing chamber type thing?
Yeah, so cryotherapy is a chamber, and one of the things that we came up with is the whole don't get old, get cold. You know, because it is something that we use for anti-aging. It's,
Right.
it's great for injuries, inflammation. If you have issues with your skin, like psoriasis or anything like
Okay.
that, even, you know, I help a lot of people lose weight, and the cryotherapy, I've seen it work miracles on individuals who've lost a lot of
Yes.
weight and their skin kind of sags a little bit.
Right.
It is fantastic for them.
Collagen production.
Yep.
Amazing for collagen production.
Absolutely. So, and you have to understand what it is. Okay, so traditionally, cold therapy, which is what cryotherapy is, has
Right.
been around for decades. Okay, most commonly athletes would do what they call ice baths.
Well, yeah, because you
Yeah.
see these football players,
Right.
they play football and they throw
They
it
sit
at
in a
ice.
tub of ice.
Not anymore. You know,
Right.
if you go even to the Cowboys training camp, they have 15 or so machines like what I got.
Yep.
Okay.
And so the players run through that because an ice bath you have to sit in for 20 to 30 minutes, and nobody wants to do that.
Right.
Everybody's about convenience and time.
And
So
time.
cryotherapy, the maximum time you do the session is 3 minutes. So basically in and out, and in those 3 minutes, you'll experience a lot of things. Of course, one of them is cold, but I think most people can deal with a little
Yeah,
bit of cold,
a little
especially
cold.
here in Texas, as hot as it is.
Right.
But what happens is you walk into this chamber and you basically get blasted with nitrogen. Now the cabin, the temperature drops to about 220 degrees below zero,
Mhm.
so it's an extreme but dry cold. It's not a wet cold. Okay, so it doesn't do anything to your skin. It doesn't burn you or anything like that. And going through the session, you know, what happens is your body basically goes through a near-death experience.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
Yep.
yeah, it's like you
It's cold.
experience a little bit of hypothermia, and because you're going through this near-death experience, your body also releases some endorphins that make you feel really good.
Wow.
You know, and the rest of the day you'll feel fantastic, but it goes way beyond
Energized.
that. Energized, you know, and again, we use it mostly for pain. If you have any type of sports injury or just injuries in general, arthritis is really great for that. You know, you come in and do a session and you leave pain-free.
Is it always good to do the cryotherapy like in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening? Is there any kind of like better time to do that?
No, I mean, there's not a better time. I have athletes that do it, and you know, to them, I tell them, hey, do it after your workout. That way, it'll help with your recovery.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately after the workout, it accelerates recovery. But a lot of the UFC guys and stuff, they actually do it multiple times a day. They'll do it before training and after,
Yeah.
in order for them to train more.